you are managing a critical application on AWS. Everything's running smoothly until one day your boss calls in a panic. Our customers can't access the website. What should we do? After troubleshooting, you discover the problem. Your instance lost its public IP during a restart, breaking all your DNS records and external connections. This nightmare scenario happens more often than you'd think, which is why understanding IP addressing is essential for anyone building cloud solutions in AWS. Unlike traditional on-premises environments where IP addresses rarely change, in the cloud, your addressing strategy can make the difference between a reliable system and one that fails unexpectedly. In this video, we'll talk about IP addressing, private, public, and elastic IPs, plus the critical difference between IPv4 and IPv6. At the end, we will test your knowledge with certification level questions to see if you are ready for the AWS Solutions Architect Associate exam. Think of private and public IP addresses as the difference between your home address and your mail address. Public IP addresses are globally accessible, like your mailbox, where anyone can send mail. They are globally unique, routable across the internet, and assigned by ISPs or IANA. Private IP addresses are like your actual home address, only visible within your neighborhood. They are unique only within your local network, not routable on the public internet, and typically assigned by your network administrator. In AWS, every EC2 gets a private IP address by default, but public IPs are more complex. Regular EC2 instances in public subnets get a dynamic IP that's lost during restarts. Instances in private subnets never get public IPs. This default behavior can lead to the nightmare scenario we just described. And this is where AWS Elastic IPs shine. Think of them as premium static public IP addresses that you control. They remain yours until you explicitly release them. You can reassign them between instances in seconds. If an instance fails, you can quickly point your Elastic IP to a healthy one. They are perfect for applications requiring a fixed entry point. We are also in the midst of a major transition in internet addressing. IPv4 uses a 32-bit addressing scheme, giving us about 4.3 billion addresses, a number we've essentially exhausted at this point. This is why services like NAT become necessary. IPv6, on the other hand, uses a 138-bit scheme, providing virtually unlimited pool of addresses with enhanced security and efficiency features built in. Some of the best practice you might not find in the documentation here. First, don't rely on dynamic public IPs for production workloads. They are temporary by design. Second, for critical applications, considering using Elastic IPs, but remember, you pay for unused ones as well. Better yet, use DNS with Route 53 and application load balancers, rather than manage individual IPs. This is a much cleaner architecture. For internal services, always communicate via private IPs to avoid unnecessary internet data charges. Reserve Elastic IPs early in your planning process. They are a finite resource in each region. Don't forget that. Some of the common pitfalls to avoid. First, hard coding IP addresses in your application instead of using DNS. Second, forgetting to associate an Elastic IP after instance replacement. Third, not accounting for IPv6 in your security groups and network ACLs. And lastly, assuming private IPs work across different VPCs without proper setup. Understanding IP addressing isn't just about passing an exam. It's about building reliable, cost-effective, and secure AWS architectures. Take this time to master this concept, and you will avoid those dreaded middle-of-the-night emergency calls we always hate. Remember, in AWS, your network design is only as good as your IP addressing strategy. Now, let's jump into those questions I've mentioned. The first one, What's the main difference between a public IP address and an Elastic IP address in AWS? The correct one is B. Elastic IP addresses remain the same even if you stop and start the instance. What's the primary benefits of IPv6 over IPv4? C. IPv6 offers virtually unlimited number of addresses. That's it. Thank you for watching.